you're wondering who this ugly kid up here is, I'm Justice Scott Willcoxson, Kobe's son, Jim's grandson, and I guess you could say maybe one of his best friends. Now I just want to start with a quick question. Who in here ever had a conversation with him and didn't come out joyful? Raise your hands. No. Who in here hated him? No one. No one. And I could walk off the stage right now and say that's it. That could just tell you what kind of man he was. If you had a conversation with him, you would not be able to come out of that room with him and say, I've never met a better person than who I just talked with. He's just an all-around joyful person. I received a message from Jim and Jill Steed. He had moved them in. My dad had mentioned something like it's like whenever you're around him, he's like a big papa bear. You know, he's loving and you feel safe. You feel safe around him. And I don't think there is a single thing that made him more happy besides Carol than Costco. I could probably sit down with him if he was here right now. I could probably sit down with him and look him dead center in the eyes and just an example, I can say, Grandpa, I got a girl pregnant. And he would look at me and he'd say, well, did you see those ranches I got you back at your house in the fridge? I got like 2 for $6. Grandpa, I love you, man, but I saw the ranches. And also, before I go on, I want to thank you all for the support. I never would have thought I would have received this much support, me and my family, from everybody, and I couldn't be more grateful for it. Receiving messages and kind hugs, it's truly amazing. I have a lot of stories with him, but one of the main things I remember from him is we used to have this past year we had a fantasy football league, and like I said, like everyone else said, he loved sports. You know, he was on top of sports. It was always baseball, football. You know, it's the first thing I could ever. I'd be sitting there watching the Duck game, and someone get hurt. Grandpa, call Grandpa right now. Grandpa, get my phone up. Grandpa, it wasn't even. I tell my dad after, I'd be like, hey, Dad, this is what Grandpa said is you're doing your fantasy league wrong. Just check that out a little bit, And for the longest time, I was in last place, and I remember he would always help me with my fantasy league. And I'm a diehard football fan, and I don't think I could know any more about football. I love it. But for some reason, I was in last place, and I would call him almost every day, and he would help me with my fantasy team. And I remember this one week I was playing against him, and he specifically, because he was playing against me, changed his name to Winner Willcoxson. And I would call him and I'd say, Grandpa, I need some help. I need some help with the waivers and some trade moves. And he would say, no, I'm playing you this week, so I'll just leave you with this, Winner Willcoxson, and he'll hang up. I tried calling him back, he'll pick up Winner Willcoxson. Okay, love you too, Grandpa. I couldn't think of anything besides sports, Carol, and Costco that he just and you hit me. I remember he would always, every time I'd call him, I'd be at the Boys and Girls Club or at OCAP. It'd be before or after football practice, and you got the hookups? Yeah, I got the hookups. Come by and bring me and my friends some Gatorade and some Takis, sneak them into my bag. Be like, hey, thanks, Grandpa. He'll bring these little things called Zots. And I cannot explain to you the facial expression he would have every time he comes and tells me the new deal he got at Costco. He was just oh my goodness. And I cannot tell you how dedicated, he's so dedicated to Carol. And I'm so grateful that he was dedicated like that. He would drive up every other weekend to go see Carol for a weekend and drive all the way back from Fresno. And I just can't. That's true love. That's ridiculous. I went with him one weekend. I actually went down there twice. I went once and then another time for their wedding. And the first time I went down there, I was just, the whole ride down, or the whole ride up, basically, is just boring. Like, oh my God, like, what am I, oh my, can we fly? Can we do, like, can we just do this in an hour? Like, no, it was boring. And he would always look at me, you know, when we're up there, he'd say, look, we're almost there. We're still like 3 hours away. Like, we're almost there. And as soon as we got up there, you know, you see this smile on his face when he sees Carol. And there's a picture in there of him looking at Carol when they're getting married, and you could just see he adores her. It's love, you know. And every time I get in the car, he knows, you know, I'm a teenager, so he knows what kind of music I like. So he'd have a little private radio thing, and yeah, he would always turn it on to like the one station that would have hip hop kind of stuff. And you know, whenever we go places, he'd go to, you know, take me to a sporting event or something, he would always turn it to that one channel, and he'd be like, "Oh, I love this song," and he'd start jamming to it. And I'm like, "Yeah, all right, I love this." And oh, you know, and then I couldn't ask for, like I said, more dedication from him. He was dedicated to me. He was dedicated to my family. He was dedicated to my dad. He was dedicated to Carol. And every sporting event I had, he would do his best to be there. I played football, basketball, all kinds of sports, and he would be the one helping us fund. He would be the one getting me my clothes for it, getting me my basketball shoes. He was always there and supporting me because he knew the love I have for sports. And he understands because of the love he has for sports as well. And it's amazing that I was able to call him whenever there was a big sporting event, you know, the Super Bowl or anything. You know, I couldn't call him that whole week. He was doing the Winter Willcoxson bit, but still love him. He always made me smile. Every time I see him, like everyone else said, like you can walk into a room where he's in, and it's just automatically just like it's a whole different like vibe, you know. Like even if you're having a bad day, like I said, you go in there and have a conversation with him, and it's like, wow, I just had like a conversation with like the closest to God. Like whoa, like I cannot believe he's just amazing, you know. I mean. It's unbearable knowing that this kind of thing happened, but like it was mentioned, it was quick, and he didn't know what happened. So I'm glad that he was able to leave this world knowing that everybody in this room loves him, and everybody in this room adores him, and everybody in this room, if like my dad said, if this were to happen again, he would do the same thing, because what he's trying to accomplish is making us better people, making us who we are now. But besides my mom Jessica, my dad, he's the one who made me who I am now. I am so very grateful for that. It's hard and very very delightful seeing a lot of the faces in the show. It's like a family reunion. Being able to see everybody. But I think the happiest person to see was Carol. I cannot imagine what she's gone through. I see it, you all see it, and I'm so happy that we are here for her to be able to give her the time and attention that she really needs right now, because she loves us and just as much as my grandpa did. And I couldn't ask for more. I really couldn't. Love you, Grandma. Love you. Besides that, my great grandma over here. Every single time I would come into the house and leave my shoes down at the bottom and see his size. What was his size? Like 31 foot or something like that. See his shoes down there. And I'd come upstairs, I'd come running upstairs, and he would always first we'd start out giving me food, and his Gatorade's down in the fridge, and stuff you up with food, and then we'd go in there and hang out with Grandma, play some cards, and just the time that we had there, I could not ask for anything better than be able to go over to that house and see Grandma and see the smile that Grandpa Jim put on Grandma's face. And it was just those kind of times are the things that I'm going to remember growing up. It's the kind of memories that I'm going to have when I get older, when I get to be my dad's age and I have kids of my own and a family. And I'm going to say, I'm sorry that you can't see him, but it's in our hearts. He loves you. So, thank you.